Ladies and gentlemen, this is 8 3-minute rounds of boxing in the super welterweight division. Introducing to you firstly, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the red, black and white coloured shorts. At the weight he scale, 10 stone, 11 pounds 5 ounces. Tonight is his 37th professional appearance. Hailing from Sheffield, here is Nathan Hardy. Turn the microphone up, please. And opposing him, boxing out of the red corner, wearing the white, silver and sky blue shorts. At the weight he scale, 10 stone, 7 pounds 1 ounce. He comes to the ring this evening as the current and reigning Midlands area super welterweight champion. His record, 13 contests, 12 wins. 6 of those wins coming by way of knockout, just a single defeat. The pride of Birmingham, here is ruthless Ryan Kelly. Timekeeper at the bell, Chris O'Connor. Referee in charge of the action, the excellent Darren Sargentson. 8 3-minute rounds.
So as you both know the rules, keep it clean, don't let anything low, watch your head, so when I say break, take a step. Most important, defend yourself at all times.
We've been asked by Craig Aslam if Andy Fleming has been on yet. Andy's not been on yet. We're looking at that one maybe about 9 o'clock. Elaine Buckley has asked what time does Jack Rafferty fight. We're looking around about 10 o'clock for that one, Elaine.
Seconds out, round one.
And on to this one, it's important that Kelly starts well, isn't it, against Nathan Hardy?
Yeah, he doesn't want to do anything silly in the first round. As you say, the disappointment of the fight that he wanted to have not coming off, he's not got to be thinking about that, not got to dwell on it. He's just got to come out and do the job tonight.
Yeah, he was scheduled to go 10 with Mason Cartwright. This one scheduled over 8, so going the distance won't be anything difficult for Kelly. Nice little right hand landed early on. But you can already see Nathan Hardy's come in with the ambition to win. Popping that jab out, started nicely.
Yeah, Hardy, and as you say, he wants to have the ambition to win. He's got nothing to lose. He's coming in against an opponent who thought he was going to be fighting someone else, so why not go for it?
A nice right hand from Kelly landed. Yeah, one thing about Hardy is he has touched the canvas a few times in his career so far, but he always seems to bounce up.
Yeah, and he's in a little bit of a mini run of form, isn't he, in the latter end of this year. In July, he beat Colin Fian, who was undefeated 8-0. He beat him on points. Then he fought Muma Mwibi, beat him on points as well over 6 rounds. And Alex McClory drawed over 6 rounds as well. So he's had some good form coming into this fight, and you have every reason to think he's going to give it a real go.
A nice jab from Kelly, straight through the guard of Nathan Hardy.
And the good thing about Hardy is he lifts up to his name. He's 9-23-4, but he's only been stopped 3 times, so he's a difficult guy to get out of there.
Yeah, he's been dropped a few times, like I said, but he just seems to come stronger when you do manage to drop him.
Yeah, some fighters are like that when they hit the canvas. It's kind of a wake-up call to them. The last stoppage defeat he had was in July of 2016 against Lewis Ritson in 2 rounds, and there's no shame on that. The doctor advised the corner to halt the fight, and Lewis Ritson's a bit of a beast, so there's no real, certainly at domestic level in terms of Ritson being a beast, but there's no shame in losing that one by technical knockout.
Well, just as you were talking, then Kelly landed a few good shots of his own. Nice left hook. He just started to find his range in there, Kelly. And you can already see Kelly's got the superior boxing skills. Lovely work behind that jab again. He's already just started to find his distance, Kelly. A nice right hand landed over the top.
Charlotte Hughes is saying, come on, Rye. Martin Atwood Redford is saying this one will be a banger. We're certainly hoping that's the case.
Yeah, and Ryan certainly started well in there. We said he'd have to have a good first round. Just put Nathan on the back foot a little bit, let him know he's in a fight, and he's certainly done that. Picking his shots nicely already, Kelly.
Yeah, Hardy landed a nice left hook to the body there, but that was his first real success in the round, and it's been a tough round for him so far. Kelly's landed the better punches, and on my card he's certainly en route to winning the round.
Yeah, good first round that from Ryan Kelly. Settled down into that fight nicely. And Nathan Hardy's always got to be dangerous, but he just set the blueprint about how to win this fight in the opener.
Yeah, you'd be expecting more of the same from Kelly in this fight. 8 more rounds like that and he should win it fairly handily. Lee Hurley said that he's looking sharp, Kelly, and that's certainly the case.
Yeah, we're reading the Facebook comments out on Twitter as well. Hashtag VIP Boxing Live. You can tune in on VIPboxing.tv as well. Sign up on there. At VIP Boxing on Facebook. There's a whole host of places you can watch us tonight. And certainly a card you don't want to miss. Jack Cullen headlining later on.
He looks relaxed as well in the corner there, Kelly. He knows that he's got he's put the disappointment that he had of not getting the fight he wanted behind him in that first round, and he's back in business.
Yet more of the same required in this second round. He looks really sharp behind that jab, doesn't he, so far?
Yeah, he looks nice and composed, doesn't he, as you say, behind the jab. Not doing anything silly, just popping the jab out and then throwing a bunch of punches there when the opening presents itself.
Yeah, and I think Hardy's just playing into his hands a little bit. Just it's a little bit of a lazy jab he's throwing out at the moment. That was much better from Hardy.
Yeah, he must have edged there, Luke. So he got some pop back on his jab, otherwise he was just going to be a sitting target for the rest of this round if he didn't sort that out.
Lovely work again from Kelly, left up to the body and then switching it up to the head. It's a combination that works really well for fighters if they can land it.
Yeah, it's a tough one, but like you say, if you can perfect it, the left up to the body and left up to the head, it is really good combinations. You're getting, you're basically doubling up on the impact and the hurt that you're putting on your opponent. And especially if you can then whip in a right hand if you hurt them pretty badly. Apparently, according to Anthony Torkington, there's someone in here tonight called Sweetly who's watching the fights live, so I hope Sweetly's having a good time. Again, good jab from Kelly. Hardy responds in kind.
Yeah, he just looked a class above so far, Kelly, in there, and it's not often you say that when someone's in with Nathan Hardy. He normally manages to drag his opponent into the kind of fight he wants him to be in. But Kelly's just sticking to his guns and landing nice shots of his own.
Yeah, you say with someone like Hardy, it might be actually, if Kelly drops him, he may be cause himself a few problems, because Hardy might just jump straight back up again as he's done in the past, and his pride will be hurt and he might bring it on a little bit more, but so far so good from Kelly.
Yeah, and it's not a typical Nathan Hardy performance either. He's certainly come to have a go in full intentions of winning. Normally he just tries to feel out his opponent, and then if he senses he can win, he'll go for it, but he started right from the word go in there tonight. Lovely work again from Ryan Kelly, picking those uppercuts really nicely.
And just behind us, Elvis has left the building. Elvis Dublay's just walked out with the gym field, so we'll be no doubt seeing Elvis at some point again next year.
Nice left up to the body from Kelly and then getting back on that jab. You know, Nathan's landed a few shots, but it's been nothing to trouble Kelly so far. And Kelly's just started to pick him up. He's marking up around the right eye.
Yeah, that right eye was starting to look quite bad, isn't it? If he takes a few more jabs to that right eye, if it swells, it might start to cut as well. So it'd be something for us to look out for. Slips in a 1-2 there, Hardy, but immediately gets punished by a 1-2 and a right up from Kelly.
And that's been the problem for Hardy so far. When he has landed good work, Kelly's come straight back with cleaner work and finished the round well there, Nathan Hardy, but still another one for Ryan Kelly in the bag for me.
Yeah, he had to go at the end of the round, Hardy, didn't he? Maybe one of those punches came right on the sound of the bell as well, but I thought Kelly saw the round out well. As we've seen in the replays, we've seen that Hardy's putting some shots out there, but Kelly is looking very composed, and his shots have got the more impact and effectiveness on them.
Kimmy Russell in the ring at the moment, and Natalie Farrell, the ring card girls at all the VIP shows. Give them a follow on all the social media channels as well.
But good first 2 rounds there for Kelly. He's put the disappointment of not having the fight he wanted behind him. He's looked relaxed, he's looked good, and he's starting to really do some damage now. We've got someone called Reinhold Eater. I hope I said that right, Reinhold. You're watching from Namibia. Great country, Namibia. I hope you're having a good time. Someone called Ali Numbembe used to hail from there, one of the local fighters who moved over here and became a Commonwealth champion, so lots of love in Manchester for the people of that country.
You can see the corner's been working on that right eye of Nathan Hardy. Just something to look out for, like you said in that last round. A lovely left hook landed. Been really impressed with Kelly so far.
Yeah, Mike Young said his counter punches have been class. Lewis Cattell says he looks quality as well. Mick from the Windhouse Boxing Gym said it's good quality and variety of punches from Kelly as well. So far so good for Kelly. It's looked promising.
Yeah, we mentioned it before, the fact there's always a danger of fighting someone like Nathan Hardy after being scheduled to fight for that WBO European title, but he's looked really sharp so far.
And if he can get this round another 5 rounds of what we've seen in the first 2, I think it's going to be a good performance on paper for him, and it should be a shutout if he carries on in this vein.
Yeah, and he seems comfortable with Hardy's power as well. He's took a few shots and it not seemed to bother him.
Yeah, he took a right hand there as we were speaking and came blazing right back.
He hit Nathan Hardy with the right hand then, and it just seemed to wobble his back leg a little bit. Lovely work again from Kelly.
We've got Joseph Demicolli watching from Australia. Nice of you to join us. Throw shrimp on the barbie and all that type of stuff, and I hope the record over there is much better than the rain and the wind we've got in Manchester at the moment.
Yeah, it can't be much worse.
Dean Collin again saying nice selection of shots from Ryan.
A lovely jab again from Kelly. He's just starting to control this fight, and he's making Hardy work at the pace that he wants him to. Not giving him any rest in there. A few marks on Nathan Hardy's face. Is that right hand over the top landed?
Yeah, he's breathing heavily hard, isn't he? He just said his eyes looking a bit angry, and nothing's really going the way he wants it to at the moment. It's tough for him in there.
A nice shot from Hardy landing though. Just it looked like Kelly was going to start dominating. He's come back with a little spell of his own, and that's always the danger with Nathan Hardy. He's always there every second of every round. Nice work again from Kelly though, coming back with a combination of his own. And coming towards the end of the third. It's been another good round this for Kelly, and he's not been troubled by Nathan Hardy at all so far.
Yeah, Nathan had a little spell, as she said, in that round, but I thought Kelly took the round again. He did the better work. Hardy had a few little bits of success, but it's only little spots of success. He's not doing it on a sustained level, so there's nothing really for Kelly to worry about there. Scott Marshall thinks this one's not going the distance if Kelly carries on landing punches the way he has done so far. That could be a good shout, especially if that eye injury picks up over the next few rounds.
Yeah, it certainly wouldn't surprise me if the fight continues in the way it started it. Kelly's just looked dominant so far. But we're not even halfway through yet. There's still a lot of time to go in this fight. And like we said about Nathan Hardy, he's always going to be there.
Yeah, it's a tough guy. He lives up to his name. He tried to have a little bit of a sustained period in that previous round, but was quickly put back in his place. So it's been a tough night for him so far, but he's going to just keep coming out, keep pumping away and see if he can make something out of it.
A nice left hook again from Kelly. He just seems to be timing Nathan Hardy with that left hook as he comes in. Nice shot to the body as well.
We've got another Australian watching called Callum Corless. Apparently Callum's from Bolton, so he's looking forward to watching Jack Flatley fight. From Bolton to Australia, that sounds like the journey I need to be making. Mick from the Wild House Boxing Gym said that if Kelly ups it a bit, he'll stop Hardy. A few people are starting to say that now.
A nice sharp jab again from Kelly. That's been the difference, hasn't it? When they're just standing off in the middle of the ring, Kelly's firing in sharp shots.
Stuart Dewhurst is looking forward to the Mickey Ellison fight, and he says he loves watching him box. Mickey's looking to be out maybe about 25 to 9 or thereabouts.
A lovely right hand from Kelly. Just looked like Hardy landed a few good shots of his own. He came back with a couple of right hands there, and then the left hook. You can see Nathan Hardy's really starting to feel the pace in there now. You know, he took this one at late notice. He wasn't supposed to be fighting this weekend, so You never know how much he's got in the tank before Christmas. Nice right hand again from Kelly.
And he's taking some serious right hands now. As a few of the people have been saying on Facebook, if Kelly steps it up, the stoppage is there for him, I think. Adam Wilde has asked if Jack Cullen has fought yet. I'm afraid not, Adam. That one's going to be looking around about 11:15, maybe 11 o'clock if you keep checking in with us, or just stay and watch all the rest of the fights.
I mean, the problem Nathan Hardy's got is Kelly's dominating at range, and then when Hardy manages to close that distance, Kelly's still getting his shots away on the inside, and you can see he's running out of ideas as he took a right hand there.
Yeah, as you say, he's taking a lot of shots, Hardy's. It seems to be all in Kelly's hands at the moment. If Kelly wants to step up and get the stoppage, it looks like it might be there for him. Or he might just want to get the rounds. His fans are loving every second of what he's doing, but if he gets the stoppage, I imagine they'll be absolutely bouncing and be going back down the motorway, happy with what they've seen tonight.
There's that combination with the left hook to the body and then the head again from Kelly. A lovely snap jab. He just seems to be timing Hardy. Every time Hardy throws, he's taking a shot. It's so discouraging if you're in Nathan Hardy's camp. A lovely right hand and then a right uppercut. And then come towards the end of the fourth, and it's been another dominant round this for Kelly. Reaching the halfway point, and there's no doubt about who's in charge of this one. And Nathan Hardy's corner have got a lot of work to do to get the man back into this fight.
Yeah, I should say that's Hardy 4 rounds down on my scorecard. Very tough 4 rounds for him so far. He hasn't taken an absolute pasting, but it's been just a steady succession of punches, solid punches to the body and the head that he's had to take. And as you say, if you're not expecting to fight this weekend, then you end up fighting and you're getting an absolute pasting. It's bad for the morale.
Yeah, 100%. And with Nathan Hardy on this run of form, he'll have seen this as an opportunity, but you can see he stepped up in class there tonight, and Ryan Kelly's certainly a promising fighter.
Charlotte Hughes has just posted 10 stone 7 pounds 1 ounce, which was my weight when I was 13. I won't even say what my weight is these days, but it's certainly not that anymore.
10 seconds scores. Seconds out. Round 5.
Yeah, and on the showing of this, I'm even more gutted that the fight with Mason Cartwright didn't come off, because that would have been an absolute barnstormer.
Yeah, it was looking a good fight on paper, that one. As you say, hopefully that's one that can be maybe sorted out in the new year.
Certainly one we'd all like to see, and you can see on the basis of this performance and the last couple of fights that Kelly's had, he's certainly ready for that step up now.
Yeah, he looks good tonight, Kelly. He looks like, as you say, he's ready to kick on in 2019. Michael Wayne Mascarello was asked if Ben Fields has been on yet. Ben Fields is fighting Muhammad Ali over 4 threes, and that one's looking around about maybe 20-10. But as I say, keep watching the fights, keep watching the stream, and you'll see all the fights that you want to see.
Yeah, but as expected, Kelly started this round nicely as well. And you can just see Nathan Hardy's running out of ideas in there, already 4 rounds down. And there's no danger of Kelly slowing down either. He's had plenty of rounds in the bank so far in his career, been training for a 10-rounder tonight.
And there he doubles up on the right hand. He landed a really stiff jab a few seconds ago as well, so it's looking really promising in terms of maybe bringing it together for the stoppage in maybe rounds 5, 6 or 7.
Yeah, there's a cut under the right eye of Nathan Hardy. We mentioned it in the first couple of rounds that you could start to see it was marking up, and it's finally cut open in the 5th, and that'll give Kelly even more encouragement.
Yeah, it's not in a bad place to cut, and it's only a trickle of blood, but it's the last thing you really need when you're getting pasted in a fight like this, to where suddenly you develop a cut as well with a long way to go still left in the contest.
Yeah, and you can see that cut open up, and Kelly's just stepped up the tempo a little bit. And it looks like that cut's opened up a little bit as we were speaking then as well, Terry. It didn't look too bad when it first opened up, but it just got a little bit bigger in the last 30 seconds or so. Like you said, there's no danger of the fight being stopped on the cut, with it being under the eye.
But as you say, the fact it's worsened over the course of the round is not promising, when after this round we've got a couple more rounds left to go as well. So it's tough for Ben Hardy, and that cut is really starting to look a bit nasty as well.
Yeah, and it's given Kelly something to target with that left hook. It's been landing all night, and he's certainly found a home for it, and you can see he's trying at every opportunity now
Yeah, she said he's really going for that left hook now. The jab as well. It's not. The cut doesn't look like it could end the fight, but it's something that's going to make you uncomfortable, and your opponent. It gives your opponent something to target as well.
It's been a thoroughly dominant performance this so far from Kelly.
Mick from the Wild House Boxing Gym thinks the corner might stop it at the end of this round, which is a good shout because he's getting absolutely pelted in this round. Martin Atwood Redford agrees with him. He says he's done now, and Adam Farley thinks that we're looking at the last round of the contest as well, so a lot of people think this one's going to end.
Oh, sorry, just as you were talking there, he landed a lovely right hand over the top. It seemed to wobble Hardy a little bit.
And that was a bad round for Hardy, you should say, Luke. That right hand really did for him. The cut is looking pretty bad as well, so all in all that was a bit of a disaster of a round. In fact, you could argue that was a 10-8 round, such was the dominance.
Yeah, just keeping an eye on the corner there from Nathan Hardy. The last thing they want is for the man to be stopped. Certainly got to have a look at it. But we've seen with Nathan Hardy before, haven't we? He always comes and gives it a go. Live on Facebook as always, VIP Boxing. Let us know what you think. Hashtag VIP Boxing live on Twitter. You can tune in on the website as well, vipboxing.tv. Plenty of action still to come after this one. This the fourth contest of the evening, and referee Darren Sargentson just signalling that cut came from a right hand from Hardy. And we always say Nathan Hardy's in with the chance while he's in there, but it's certainly not looking good so far. 3 rounds to go. Kelly's dominated.
Yeah, Hardy would need a big turn. He'd need to at least win this round, and then after a couple of 10-8 rounds to have a big turnaround. He's completely out of the contest as things stand at the moment, and he's just losing more and more ground with each successive round.
And we might see the referee start to have a look if Kelly can have another round like he did in the last one. And you can tell Hardy knows that. He's come out and had a go at the start of this round again, like he always does. And it's not a question of him not trying tonight or anything like that. You can just see Kelly's levels above him.
Yeah, it's been a really good performance by Kelly. Good two-fisted boxing, moving from body to head as well. Everything that you want to see at this type of level. And I'd really like to see him. Obviously, you don't want to see anyone get too badly knocked out, but I'd like to see Kelly get the stoppage in this one.
Lovely work again from Kelly. He's just landing at will so far. Hardy come back with the right hand of his own.
Adam Farley says this is brilliant boxing by Ruthless Ryan.
Yeah,
Callum Corless over there in Australia, having more sunshine than us, says thanks for the shout out and good job on the commentating, and he thinks this is a great fight and Kelly's on top. Lee Early also says cracking performance from Kelly so far.
Nice work again from Kelly.
And for viewers who are watching this wondering how the referee comes up with the decision, we've mentioned some equal rounds earlier on in the fight, some around that Howard Foster scored against one of the opponents. In terms of the refereeing and the judging, people always say it's a very subjective thing, but there's actually criteria to scoring points. So it's how many punches you land, how effective you are at avoiding punches. Sometimes if you have 2 opponents who don't throw a lot of punches, you're looking for the guy who's maybe had the best defensive working around. As we saw last week with Deontay Wilder against Tyson Fury, some of the rounds weren't a lot of punches, but it was Tyson making Deontay miss. Deontay was a big puncher, so the onus was on him to land the punches. So I reckon a lot of the time the referees are looking for a good mixture of aggression and defence, and just basically bringing everything together and managing to have good game management in terms of figuring things out as the fight go along and showing good ring gentlemanship. And that's everything that we've seen so far in this fight from Kelly. He's been scoring punches, his defence has been good, and he's been completely dominant.
Just about to say, it's been a good round this from Hardy, and Kelly just landed a huge right hand over the top. Just put him on his heels a little bit there from Kelly.
It's another dominant round. I gave that last round a 10-8 round in the favour of Kelly. I thought he opened up the cut even further. He had landed a lot of punches as well. So even though sometimes most people score around 10-9, sometimes I think the criteria is there for you to give a 10-8 round if someone's been particularly dominant, as was the case in the last round.
Yeah, and one thing about Nathan Hardy is as tough as they come, we mentioned it before the fight. A lot of fights would have been stopped by Kelly so far, but he's still in there fighting, and Kelly's just starting to dominate now, isn't he?
Yeah, you say enough dominant round there. I gave that one 10-9. It wasn't quite as dominant as the previous round, but it's really hard for Hardy now. He's fighting a losing battle. He's not really getting anything in terms of success with his punches, so it's been a tough night for him so far, and will continue to be so by the look of it.
Yeah, we mentioned before the worry for Kelly was him just overlooking Hardy a little bit. It's not the fact that he wants to, but there's certainly no danger of that tonight. Been a brilliant performance, this.
Martin Chadwick is from Wigan, so he's following James Moorcroft. He wants to know what times James is out tonight. We're looking at around about 20 past 10, maybe between 20 past and half past 10 for that one. And James Moorcroft is taking on the always tough William Warburton, so that should be a decent fight on prospect.
Two more rounds to go. I think it's all about surviving now for Nathan Hardy.
Yeah, and Glenn Hughes on Twitter is seeing it the same way, saying professional performance dominant for Ryan against a very game opponent, which is pretty much the way we're seeing it. Mick from the Wild House Gym says full credit to Hardy. That's a good shout, Mick. He's really taken some shots tonight, Hardy, and he could have easily have given his corner the nod and maybe got him to pull him out on his stool, and he's not done that. He's been patched up and come out round after round.
A nice right hand from Kelly landing over the top.
Neil Armstrong says that Ryan makes the area proud every time he blocks this, and it's class again so far. Question from Connor Rigg. He asks what's a ring girl's name. I think that's one for you, Luke.
Kimmy Russell and Natalie Farrell. Get them on Instagram.
So there you go, Connor. You can tell your mate now. That's the ones to go for.
Oh, nice right hand again from Kelly. And you can see Darren Sargent is just starting to have a look at this one.
Yeah, when the referee starts getting close like that, you know the referees may be looking at stepping in at some point to save the fighter from themselves.
Yeah, Hardy's still throwing shots though, isn't he? It's difficult to find a point where you'd stop this contest.
Yeah, as you say, the onus is on the opponent to throw punches, and that's what Hardy's been doing as well. But his eye is very bad. They've done a good job patching it up, but it looks very bruised and swollen underneath as well.
Yeah, the corner have done a brilliant job with that eye, because when it opened up, it looked like a real difficult one for the corner to work on with just a minute between the rounds. They've done a great job of it, keeping him in the contest.
Yeah, and I used to spend a lot of time with the cutsman Mick Williamson in the gym. I used to do Ricky Hatton's cuts, and he always said to Mick, what makes a good cutsman? And he said you need time and a good referee. The referee to allow the fight to continue, and he said over time the bleeding stops a little bit. You put the coagulant on there and squeeze the cut together and get it to stop that way as well. So I should say they've done a really good job in the corner, but as we speak, the referee's jumped in and stopped the fight, so there's nothing coming back from Hardy, and Rocky was dominant. Yeah,
and exactly the right stoppage that from Darren Sargentson. Kelly just overwhelmed Nathan Hardy then. That was a brilliant performance. I'd be very happy with that, Ryan Kelly. Just made a little statement there, because Nathan Hardy very rarely gets stopped, and he's been thoroughly beat up tonight by Ryan Kelly.
Yeah, I should say that's the thing that stood out. He wasn't just stopped, he was beaten up throughout the fight. The referee had given him a couple of looks as that round was progressing, and he was under so much pressure, his eye was looking... They did a good job patching the eye up, but he wasn't taking anything from this fight, so I think the referee did the humane thing, and the fighters recognised and appreciate that.
Yeah, and there's no complaints at all from Nathan Hardy. And we're not going to see the referee scorecard because of the stoppage, but there's no doubt in my mind that Kelly had won every single round before that as well. There's only one way that fight was going to go, and he's just saved Nathan Hardy 4 or 5 minutes of more of a beating in that one. And for Kelly, he's certainly ready for a step up.
And Adam Farley was impressed. He said 100% brilliant performance from Ryan Ruthless Kelly, and I would have to agree with that.
Ladies and gentlemen, upon Darren Sargentson's insistence prior to announcing the time of the stoppage, a round of applause please for both boxers. Tremendous contest. Nathan Hardy, Ryan Kelly. Ladies and gentlemen, after 2 minutes and 7 seconds of round number 7, referee Darren Sargentson has stopped the contest. In his opinion, Nathan Hardy was in no position to continue. Therefore, your winner, from Birmingham, Ruthless Ryan Kelly. And once again, a tremendous effort from Nathan Hardy.
There we have it then, a job done for Ryan Kelly, as well as being live.